Hello everybody of the Let's Play community. I'm the Blind Swordsman and welcome back to Let's Play Super Mario Sunshine, part of the Super Mario 3D All-Stars pack in the last episode. We finished off getting all the blue coins for Bianco Hills. I don't know if Ricco Harbor, if I skipped over something or something, but in this episode we're going to be doing more questions and doing, things like that. So yeah, that'll be good. I need to delete this part of my document, and then I'll save it here in a minute, but... Oh, I did not mean to hit that button. That would have been bad. Oh, okay, cool. Cool, okay. I hit delete by accident on here. Dang, okay, so we got a ton of crap going here. Well, I don't have a ton of questions, so I have to figure out some more, but that's okay. Favorite sport of all time? I like all of them. I am a big basketball fan, big football fan, baseball, soccer, cricket, pool, drag racing. I love pool, like I'm actually super good at it. It's one of the rare talents I have in life where I retain the information so well. I didn't play for 2 years at one point, and then I went and played in a pool tournament, and I actually got second. So, yeah, pool. And drag racing. Drag racing is just fantastic. My dad races a car, so... Oh, by the way, just to let you know, I'm going to have to cut this a little short for right now. Then we'll come back to it when, after everything's said and done. So anyway, what is my favorite sports team? I've already mentioned the sports teams I like. My favorite sports team, it's hard to really pick, because I like the Broncos. They're the first, team I really, really liked, I feel like. And it's hard to pick because when you're a Broncos, when you're a fan of a team and they're not in the city you're in, it's hard for me to even pick that because let me put this into perspective. The Jazz haven't won a championship ever. They probably won't because the NBA is stupid and they're like, oh, we're going to cater to the big market teams, which I know people might not understand what I'm talking about. But they cater to Los Angeles and New Jersey and things like that. So they cater to those teams. Jazz are a small market team because it's the only pro league team Utah has. So they just cater to them more. I'd argue even college sports around here because the Utes have never won a national championship. BYU got really lucky and won a national championship once. But the Jazz never have, and it's ridiculous. I wish if I had more of a voice, I could just be like, yo, I think it's really stupid that the big markets, get catered in the NBA. Maybe they'd listen to me if I had more of a voice. I don't know, probably not. But I guess I'd have to go with the Jazz, just because when they lose, I get more mad. I think I get more mad because... One, their local team, I've never wanted to see them win a championship. The Broncos, I don't get nearly as mad as I used to because I watched them win the Super Bowl. So it's whatever. I don't really care, But, yeah, that was, the Broncos are really good. But, yeah, I like the Jazz. And my favorite athlete is on the Jazz, Donovan Mitchell. So it's it's a no-brainer, you know what I mean? So, I'd probably say that. How many girls have I dated? A ton. But I haven't... I've only been in 2 serious relationships in my entire life. My wife right now. And there was a girl I met in 2013. I'm not going to say last name, but her name's Natalie. She did in 2013. So I put down here she changed my life. She did to an extent. Whereas... I feel like I changed my life because I made decisions that changed my life. You know what I mean? 2013, I met her. We went to a pool hall that I usually play pool at. Not like a bar. It's just a place where you go play pool. There was a restaurant in it and stuff. They were trying to get an up-year license, but first off, that pool hall is done. And it just never happened. I think the problem is they got out of debt and they're like, oh well, we're gonna be done with this stupid crap. So We're out of debt. We're not going to worry about it, basically. They couldn't afford to, like, keep the air conditioning going, which was stupid. So people would just leave because the air conditioning was bad. Anyway, I took her on a date there. Well, I was supposed to go with friends that I worked at Walmart with and her, but it was just her. We sat there and talked for a few hours. I paid $8, which is like per hour of per hour. So if I stayed there for 5 hours, then it'd be like 8 times 5. It would have been $30 per person. So it'd been $60. But he made me pay $8 because I was really good at pool and I was good friends with the owner. But it started out good. But then, like, I don't know if you guys know of, I don't know his name, like Anita Sarkeesian. No, it wasn't Anita Sarkeesian, but there was somebody who called abuse on a chick because he got abused by her. I was kind of like in the same scenario, but not really. It was like super perfect. She liked me for me. Her dad was kind of an a-hole though. Like, I don't like him at all. I think he's a despicable human being, and like everything he's gotten in life, I feel like he deserves. I'm just gonna say it. Like he has like 2 bad kidneys, and he's on welfare because, I don't want to be like a jerk, but man, like, you treat people like he does. I believe in karma a little bit. I'm not saying he deserves to have failed kidneys, but like, I'd say he deserves to have some bad stuff happen to him. Anyway, I'll be right back. I'll finish the story when I'm done. So, hang on. Okay, so sorry about that. Basically, what I was trying to say is that, this dude had kidney failure, basically, and just thought that, like, the whole world owed him and everything. So he was, like, super, like, mentally abusive towards her. Like, I remember there was one time she hung out with me and my dad and my sister for Father's Day, and her dad was pissed. But, like, the night before, the reason why she did it is because her dad had, like, called her a cat in heat. He was just a dink. And so that was partially the reason, but she decided to take his side, not my side. And, things just ended up not working out with that. She helped me go back to church, and yeah, that's about it. Like I mentioned, I'm really a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So if you don't like it, I don't. Guess what? I don't care. That's what I like to be, and that's what I'm going to be. So you can be whatever you want to. I'm going to be what I want to. So, but anyway, so that was that, and then my wife. I just met my wife online, 2015. During the days of Bravely Default, I was still doing the LP. I remember, and talking to my wife, and there's another girl that I talked to, but mainly I talked to my wife because I thought she was the coolest one. We dated for like 6 months and got married in May 20th of 2016. It was probably the most magical day of my life. It was super exciting. So, but yeah, I really enjoy being married. It's been awesome, and yeah, I like it. It's been good. So yeah, that's basically the 2 relationships I've been a part of. Now, like, the next question, how many girls have I kissed? My wife and that other girl, and that's it. So, don't need to talk about it. Yes, I am married. And do I have any kids? Yes, I have a kid. I have a bouncing baby boy. We had him last February 4th, 2020. He's freaking awesome. I love him. Everything. He doesn't like to sleep. He likes to be active and moving, but it's like, dude. Ugh. So, yeah, there you go. But, yeah, it's been good. It's been good. I enjoy the little guy. What do I do for a living? Technically this, and I do tech support for a company called Advanced MD. They're stationed out of South Jordan, Utah. It's really, really like a good company to work for. I can have my cell phone out. We're at home right now, but like I could have my cell phone out and text my wife whenever. I could watch tons of SGB plays, which I do on a daily basis, whether I'm at the office or I'm here. And I mean, like, it's a pretty tight-knit group. I really enjoy working for them because not only is it like tight-knit, but like they're not so like Nazi about everything. I want to say, I guess that's the proper word. Because like, you know what I mean? Like, you get those companies where it's like, oh, you can't say anything ever, and they're just kind of jerkish about everything. So yeah, it's pretty sweet. School, I was studying computer programming, then I switched to web and user experience, which I'm still working on a bachelor's degree. I'll have to go back to Weber State and finish it, but right now I'm at Davis Technical College doing a cybersecurity, getting some certifications for it. Then I'll go back and finish my degree so that I'm good to go. So yeah, I like it. It's fun. Technology is a big part of my life, so it's just one of those things. I've had a computer since I was 18 years old, my own computer since I was 18, and I've just really, really liked technology. It's pretty cool to be a part of. It wasn't just like a love of video games. I remember one night I was watching Proton John. He's like, I'm a computer programming major. Oh, I forgot that I died there. Jeez. He's like, I'm a computer programming major. I'm like, dude, like, I want to make video games, so I'm going to do that. Did that. I don't like it. I don't like programming that much. I can appreciate it because it's like, you watch something, like, you look at something like Majora's Mask or Ocarina of Time or even Mario Party, you're like, dude, like, that's cool how they were able to do that. So yeah, I wanted to be a part of technology, just not that way. So, but hey, it is what it is. But yeah, I am a computer science major with an emphasis on web and user experience, and then also cybersecurity. So yeah, favorite genre of movies. I love action movies and I like comedy movies. You put them together, they're kind of lame together, but like separately, I love them. Like, I like the Beavis and Butthead movie quite a bit. I like, one of my favorite movies I've seen, I know it doesn't count as an action movie, but a Western is Tombstone, with Doc Holliday. Dude, that guy is so cool. Val Kilmer, my boy. I like him a lot. But my favorite movie of all time is The Matrix. And I don't know, like, there was a long list. Like, I thought for a while it was Stand By Me, which I really like. Stand By Me, I think that's a top 5 movie for me. It's a great movie. For the longest time I was like, yeah, it's Stand By Me, but I had always thought, just after watching The Matrix, I was like, The Matrix is the best movie ever made. Like, it just, I think the style of art and how the whole story goes and the complexity of it, even though it's like a little too complex, I think, for a lot of people, I think it's just a great movie. So, movies that I don't like that a lot of people do like, Fetch. That's a hard one because there are a lot of movies that I like. A lot of movies, to be honest. Like, I like independent movies. Like, my wife doesn't like them as much, but I do. Like, independent movies are pretty good. Ones that I don't like. Oh, I got the perfect one. Probably the worst movie I've ever gone to a theater to see, Lucy. A lot of people like that movie, and I'm like, it's really not that good. So I don't know why people like that movie so much. It's actually like kind of terrible because like it kind of steals Salt's ideas from what my wife has told me, because I've never seen Salt, but she's seen it. And basically, like, if you don't want spoilers, skip this part, but like the main premise of Lucy is she's just like a regular like student in Japan. The mafia like gets to her and they stuff her full of this drug. It's like a blue drug, and like some of it gets into her bloodstream. And what they don't tell you is the drug is like this thing that makes you use more than like like I think it's like 30% of your brain you use, because like you don't use your entire brain, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, it makes her like super smart and like a machine and everything. And then like at the end, she just turns into a flash drive full of information. It's just like so stupid. Like that was by far the dumbest movie I've seen in a theater ever. Not a big fan. Not a big fan of Lucy. But yeah, that's a movie people liked that I personally didn't like. What's the worst movie I've ever seen, though? Freak. That's a hard one, too. Because Lucy, I can't say that's the worst movie I've ever seen. I think I just said that it was, but, like, I actually can't say that it's, like, the worst movie I've ever seen. God, that's a hard one. There's a lot of bad movies I've seen. No, because, like, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to be honest with this one. This one I don't really know, because I like a lot of movies. Oh, you know what? I think... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. You know what? I'm going to have to go with Nightmare on Elm Street 5. Because that movie was disappointing, because I really thought I liked the third and the fourth Nightmare on Elm Street. Like, I liked the series a lot. To me, it's like the best like slasher series because it's so unique and creative. Like, I don't think the problem is like if you watch like a ton of 80s horror films, they're all kind of painted into a corner. I watched a couple of them. There was one that was really good. It was called Slumber Party Massacre. I kind of liked it. But there was another one that was like it. It was called flippin' Sleepaway Camp. Not very good. Like, and it's a lot like flippin' Friday the 13th, right? You go there. You go to this camp. There's a killer, and you don't know who it is. And that movie like was okay, but it wasn't insanely good. So, but like, I think the reason why I thought that movie was terrible was because I was super excited because I did a marathon of it back in like 2014, 2015 of all the Nightmare on Elm Streets, and I liked all of them, except the second one was okay. Second one wasn't bad though. I would concede to say it was an okay game, or an okay movie, but like it wasn't great. I think people write it off and say it was the worst of the freaking Nightmare on Elm Streets, and I have to disagree with that. I think the fifth one like had some interesting ideas, but they were executed really bad. So yeah, I was bored watching it. Like the fourth one, I was kind of pissed it was over. So like it just kind of tells you where I was at to where Nightmare on Elm Street 5 came. So I mean there's that. So favorite genre of music, I like heavy metal and rock music. I like rock music quite a bit. But my wife's turned me on to like pop music. I like John Mayer. I like there's quite a few pop musicians I like. I don't really like, if you were talking new wave artists, I don't like Billie Eilish, whatever her name is. I don't know how to say her stupid name. I think Eilish is a dumb name anyway. Like Eilish or Eilish or something. I'm not a big fan. Just because I just don't like the music. Like it has nothing to do with her. It has nothing to do with anything like that. It just all has something to do with the fact that I don't like her music. So, but it is what it is. So that in itself, that's really the only music I don't like. Like I've liked certain rap and things like that as well, but still not a big fan of most rap music. But still, I can listen to it if it's on the radio or something. But yeah. My favorite... Who's my favorite band? I don't have a favorite band per se. Like, I have a few bands that are good, that I really like. That are really with one guy, and that's with Ronnie James Dio. I really like that guy. He was in... his first major band was called Elf. The next band he was in was Rainbow. Black Sabbath. He was in, and then he made his own band called Dio. I really, really like him. I was happy one time because one of my favorite Let's Players, Dark Minded Sith, he even said, you know, because I commented, I'm like, dude, I hear like the music you like. Do you like Dio too? And he says, yeah, you bet, man. So when people like Dio because, you know, he's the most underrated musician I think ever, it gets my horsey going. So yeah. Yeah, so I'll have to come up with some other questions here because we're not quite done with the episode. But yeah, I'll see you guys in a second. We'll finish off this episode and hopefully get it out to you guys here. See you guys in a bit. Alrighty, I'm back. I mean, yeah, the joys of working from home sometimes, you know. I'm glad that I'm home. So I can even do all this stuff, you know, but like, yeah, it's just like minor inconveniences like this. They're just not very fun. So I had a couple of questions while I was gone from that. So, what is my favorite anime? That's Full Metal Alchemist. I had a weird friend, from Canada that wasn't really a friend. He thought I was like a viewer or something. I think I've talked to him about him before. He was like, dude, you should check out Full Metal Alchemist. I'm like, you know, anime's kind of dumb. Like, I didn't want to check it out. But I ended up checking it out the night that he told me to do it. And, you know, it was actually pretty sweet. It was something that I really liked. I got like 10 episodes in that night before I went to sleep. So this is when I stayed up late all the freaking time. So, yeah. Basically, like, made me really like anime a lot, so, yeah, you know, I don't watch as much anymore, but back in the day, yeah, I was a freak. I was an anime kid. Oh, I get pissed off at those things and kill them. Favorite anime movie is Akira. I really like the art direction, the style of it is just insanely cool. I really, really like Akira. When I first saw it, because I bought it at the store. I bought the special edition at Best Buy, and I still have it, but like, it said it was rated R. And I was like, this movie's rated R? And the guy's like, yeah. Like, so he had seen the movie. And I was like, what? No way. It's a cartoon. And holy, yeah, it deserves the rated R rating that it got. So yeah, it is what it is, man. It's a good movie though. It's one of the best movies I've ever seen. I like Ghost in the Shell a lot too. That's a good anime movie too. But yeah, it's based on The Matrix, and The Matrix based themselves off of it. I think one of their other inspirations was Akira, so it would make sense that I like those two movies if my favorite movie is based off of those animes. So I really like those. They're really good. And they're like really fun. I feel like the art direction for Akira just kind of holds up to this day. Like, there's not tons of animes that look like it. It does have that older style, but it kind of retains some of the new style of now. So, really like it. Really like it. My favorite video game soundtrack of all time is Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Duh, obviously. It's a really good soundtrack. I really like it. I just think like everything fits in that game. It just makes it so much easier to fit in that game. So, Zelda: Ocarina of Time, so awesome. I could talk about that game for hours. And finally, the last question of this particular episode: what is my favorite RPG soundtrack? And my favorite RPG soundtrack is Final Fantasy VII. I just think it's so good. The instrumentation is really well done. And again, it just fits for everything that it should be. You know, it's like my 4th favorite game of all time with Bravely Default. And I have to say Bravely Default's right up there with it, but I think Final Fantasy VII is just more majestic and better and like bigger, high-budget scope than most other RPG soundtracks. But anyway, folks, we're getting to the end of this episode, so I'd like to thank you all for watching. I'm the Blind Swordsman. I will see you in the next episode of Let's Play Super Mario 3D All-Star, or Super Mario Sunshine, part of the Super Mario 3D All-Stars pack, where we're gonna keep going with blue coins. Take care, everybody, and have a fantastic day.